into the hips a little bit. So you'll be more of like, the front legs will be more straight rather than in. We're gonna take a minute just to breathe, and then we'll get into warming up the joints and the muscles. So just close your eyes. We're not gonna do anything fancy here. Just pay attention to the breath. Remember you have the breath. And remember that as we're going through this practice, the more you remember to breathe, the less sore your muscles will be. You'll be able to get through some more of the difficult postures or movements. And just whatever happens on the mat, just let it happen. Don't have any expectations. Just use this next hour as some self-care, and you know, everything that's happening out there, just pause it for now and fill your cup, okay? Right hand on the mat. Left arm, inhale, come up. Exhale, lean to the right. We're gonna take a few breaths here, and while we're here, I want you to circle the wrists. So just do circles in both directions as you're lengthening the left side of the body. And then exhale, bring the left hand down. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, lean to the left. Circle the wrist. Exhale, come back down. We're gonna put our hands on our knees and just do circles with the hips. So basically hitting all four sides of how we're sitting. So lean back first to arch the back, and then lean to the right, to the front, to the left. We'll do that a few times in one direction. And then go in the other direction. And then stop back at center. We're gonna come forward for a moment, just stretching the outside of the legs. And we're gonna do this again, but switch it with the other leg being on top. Maybe you can walk the hands a little further. Just go as far as you can to safely feel the stretch. And then inhale, come up. Switch legs. So whatever leg is on top is now going to be on the bottom. And remember, loosen up the legs a little bit. So push the feet forward. And we're going to do the same thing that we just did. So left arm up. Exhale, lean to the right. Circle the wrists. Come back down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, lean to the left. Circle the wrist. Come back down. This time we're going to twist back and forth. So just take the left hand to the right knee. It's not going to be a long twist. We're just going to do it a little bit quicker to create some heat. Go to the other side. Again, switch. One more time. Back to center. Come to hands and knees. I want you to come into child's pose for a moment. We are going to use the legs a bit today, so I want you to stretch the hips and the feet. So separate the knees. Bend at the elbows though. Hands together. Bring the hands behind the head. We're going to take 5 breaths here. So you breathe on your own. Let the belly be soft. Let it hang. Let it hang on the legs, towards the floor. Just let all of that be soft while you breathe. Bring the hands down to the mat. Bring the knees together. Come to hands and knees. We're going to do Beat-a-Lesson later, so we're not going to leave out that, but we want to thread the needle for the arm. So left hand to the center of the mat. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, bring the right arm under. Slide the fingertips. Really feel the stretch coming from the right shoulder socket and between the right shoulder blade. Take one more breath here. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So as you exhale, come back to center. Right hand center of the mat. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, slide it through. We'll spend a few breaths here. Feel the stretch coming from the left shoulder socket. And then next exhale, come back to center. All right, so I want you to bring your right foot forward. We're just gonna come into a twist here. Scoot the left leg back, so curl the back toes under so you can open up the hips a little bit. The left hand is gonna stay on the inside of the foot, the front foot. We're gonna twist here, so bring the right fingertips up to the ceiling. We're just staying here for a breath, and then we're gonna open up the shoulders with some big circles. So go ahead and just begin to swing the arm around 3 times, going backwards, and then in the other direction, forward circles. And then bring the hand back down to the mat. Sit back on the heel. We'll take just a quick stretch here for the right hamstrings. And then come back to hands and knees. So we can do that on the other side. Left foot forward. Scoot the right leg back so you feel that right hip flexor stretching. Right hand to the inside of the left foot. Left fingertips up to the ceiling. And then begin the circle. So start going backwards, like you're doing big swim strokes backwards. And then in the other direction. My shoulders feel really good, but I always hear so much crunching when I'm doing this. Not unusual. All right, when you're finished, bring the left hand down, shift the weight back onto the heel. Take a stretch on the back of the left leg. And then come back forward, back to hands and knees. We're gonna go to our forearms and start doing all the muscular work now. So yay, the stretching part is over. Here we go. Forearms, right leg back. You're gonna just look up a little bit. Lift the leg. And then we're gonna lift from the inner leg. We're gonna do this 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bend the knee and see if you can reach with your left hand for that foot. If you can't grab it, that's fine. Even if you can just grab the toe, that's good. Just find a stretch in the front of the leg here. And then release. Bring the right knee down. Extend the left leg behind you. And then lift it up. Keep the foot flexed. We're going to lift from the inner thigh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bend the knee. Reach with your right hand. So your left forearm is going to have to go at a diagonal to help you balance. Grab the foot, stretch the front of the left side of the body. And then release. Bring the hands back down to the mat. We're gonna come up to standing on our knees, and we're gonna grab one of our weights. Lighter weight. I don't know if you have lighter and heavier. I typically am just gonna use the light ones. I'll let you know when you can use the heavier ones though. We're gonna come into gate pose. So right toes up. The right leg is gonna stay active. All right? And then we're gonna take the weight in our left hand and just let it hang by the left side. Still be sure that you're bringing the inner edges of the shoulder blades back though. We want the shoulders to be grounded. And then we're just going to slide down and up. Engage the lower belly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the knee in. Switch hands for the weight. Left leg comes out, toes pointing up. Left hand is on top of the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the knee in. Put the weight down safely. Come to hands and knees. We're going to come up into downward facing dog. So curl the toes under. Bring the hips up and back. You can walk the legs out here just for a moment because we've done some pretty good warm-ups with the legs already, but it does always feel good to move around in your first down dog. So go ahead and do that. And then come to stillness. We're going to bring the right leg up. Right leg up, drop the heel towards the buttocks. Soften the left heel towards the mat. Take a breath here. And then we're going to bring the knee to the outside of the right elbow. All right, so highly engaging the lower belly, the Mula Bandha. Don't let your shoulders go over the wrists here. So we're going to exhale. Use the left toes to push you forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right leg up, and then bring the right leg in between the feet. Come up into a crescent lunge. So I want to come up first. I don't want to grab the weights unsafely. So let's just go ahead, inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart. And then stabilize the back and the legs and squat down. Hopefully your weights are in front of you, but if they're not, just squat down and grab them. You could use the heavier weights for this if you have them. Lift the back heel. The weight is going to be held with both hands. Drop it behind the back. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, down. 2, 3, don't forget to breathe. 4, 5, 6, 7. My hamstrings and my right leg are definitely waking up. 8. All right, bring it down for good luck. Bring it in front of the heart. We're coming into warrior 3. So drop the back heel. Start to lift or shift your weight forward. So tip the weight forward. You can stay here or you can lift the back leg. We're gonna come up and down. So up and down. Up, slowly and mindfully. Down. 2 more times. Up. Down. Up. Bring the feet together. Tadasana. Squat to put the weight down in front of you. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back. Take a breath and plank. We're not going to miss out on a good plank opportunity here. Navel to spine. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, just a cobra here. We're not doing an up down, just a cobra. Curl the toes under. Exhale, come into downward facing dog. So that leg that we just worked, I want you to bend it and just do big circles with the knee. We're gonna go through all of that on the left side. So left leg up. Drop the heel to the buttocks. Soften the right heel towards the mat. Feel the left side of the body opening. We're gonna bring the knee to the outside of the left elbow. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, outside of the elbow. Inhale, straighten the leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, bring the leg back up. Exhale, come into your crescent lunge. Press the front foot. Inhale, bring the arms up. Nice and slow. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Now we need to pick up our weight safely. So squat down, grab the weight, and bring the weight up and behind the head for our lat pulls, our latimus dorsi muscles, those big muscles going down the back. Back heel should be lifted. Engage the lower belly in and up. Drop the tailbone. 1, 2, lift with the muscles in the arms and not the hands. 3, 4, 5. Have your focus point so you can balance. 6, 7, 8. Bring the weight in front of your heart. And then start to tip forward for your warrior 1. We're going to do 5 of these. So lift the leg. Exhale down. Tip forward. Lift the leg. 2. 3. 4. Keep the shoulders back. Last one. 5. Bring both feet together. Squat down. Put the weight down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back. We are stopping at plank. We're going to do a one-legged chaturanga, all right? And we're going to do it very slowly. So really engage the core muscles, the muscles in the ribs. Bring the right leg up Tip yourself forward, chaturanga down, nice and slow. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look at the front of your mat and get to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Good. We're going to come to Tadasana. We need to pick up our weight. You can use the heavier weight for this one. I think I'm going to use the heavier weight for this one. These are going to be for some oblique crunch type things. So make sure you have Tadasana legs and our edges of the feet are parallel. Let's start with the weight in the left hand. You can keep your right hand on the belly just to be sure it's engaged. Take a breath. And then tip up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the weight down. So the reason we do stuff like the abdominal strengthening is not to have the armor or the six pack. It's to keep the toning of the abdominal wall healthy. It holds our organs in, you know, it's kind of a house for all those things. Our pelvic floor is important, all of those things to stay healthy. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back to plank. All right, here we go. One-legged chaturanga on the other side. First, make sure your bum is not up in the air like mine is right now. Lower it to a plank. Lift the left leg up and shift yourself forward, chaturanga down, nice and slow. Strong legs, uncurl the toes, hands at the lower ribs, inhale, lift. Curl the toes under, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look up, get to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold. Press the feet, inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. All right, pick up that weight again so we can do the other side. Make sure you're squatting down to do it. So it's in the right hand this time. Find your Tadasana legs nice and strong. If you want to put your hand for guidance on the right side of the abdominals, you can. Shoulders back. Don't let the hip go out. Keep the legs straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bend the knees, bring the weight down. We're going to come to wide legs. So take your wide stance, separate the ankles, toes are pointing forward, hands on the pelvic rim. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward, sink the hips back to help you fold forward. Hands down to the mat. Drop the head completely. Find your breath here. Seriously, let the head dangle like it's on a string. No muscle effort in the neck at all. Shoulders back. Take one more breath here. And then we're going to walk the hands to the right foot. So walk the hands over to the right. Pivot on the heel to bring the toes out. Bend the knee. We're coming into a side angle pose here. So bring the right forearm on top of the knee. Drop the left heel back. Bring the left arm up and over, but don't get too comfortable here because we're gonna do something pretty intense. So use this as a little bit of a support. Don't be pressing too hard onto it. Take a breath here just to prepare in your pose. And then we're gonna grab our beach ball. So bring the right arm up. Take 3 breaths here. 1, 2, 1 more, 3. Right arm comes back down. Bring the left hand down. We're gonna walk back to the center, pivot on the heel, bring the toes back in, fall forward, take a breath. Other side, hands come to the left foot. Take a breath here and then pivot on the heel to bring the left toes out, 90 degrees. Bend the left knee, bring the left forearm on top of the leg. Right arm comes up and over. Drop the back heel. Take a couple of breaths here, out of the left shoulder, no dumping in the left shoulder. Engage the lower belly. And then let's go to the beach. Grab your beach ball, 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Left forearm down. Bring the right hand to the mat. Start to walk back to the center, but pivot your heel, left toes back in. Hang forward just for a breath. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bring the hands to the waist. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bring the feet back together, come to Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back and chaturanga down. We're lifting into upward facing dog now. So everything comes up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look at the front of your mat and step to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Okay, so we need your two light weights for this one. So be sure you bend down and grab them safely. We're gonna be doing chair pose. I know, don't get excited. Chair pose with weights. All right, so start with your arms just right next to the body. Bend the knees, shifting the weight to the back of the body. Knees need to be stabilized here, so keep them together. Drop the tailbone. Bring the navel up. Bring the arms out in front of you. And then behind you, where your palms are facing up. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Bring them back out front to the heart and then tip forward. Separate the feet to grab the elbows and hang forward in ragdoll for a moment. We're going to do that one more time. Bend the knees, let go of the arms, grab the weights, light weights. Come up into chair pose. And here we go, arms out front. 1, 2, be sure you're lifting the navel and dropping the tailbone. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring them out front, bring them to the heart, tip forward, drop the weights, ragdoll here. Grab opposite elbows, bend the knees if you need to, but spend a couple breaths hanging forward. Nice job. You guys doing okay?
Yep.
You can stop and grab a drink whenever you need to. Take one more breath here. And then drop the fingers to the floor, bend the knees, inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Back to Tadasana. Let's grab those light weights again. I'm going to turn sideways. We're going to do reverse crescent lunges. We're keeping the arms at our sides though. All right, so it's going to look like this. Right leg back, forward. Left leg back, forward. So when we do this, we are not sticking the butt out, we're dropping it, okay? So let's go ahead. Left leg back. We'll say this is 2, 3, 4, 5, slow and focused, 6, 7, 8. Ready? Right leg up and out. Right toes out. We're going to come into warrior 2. Drop the left heel or bring the left toes in. Bend the right knee. We're going to bring the arms out. First, bring them up to the heart. And then we're going to extend them out. Palms up. 1, 2. We're going to do 4 like this, and then a surprise. 3, 4. Ready? Lift the heel. 1, 2, 3. Control the arms. 4. Bring the right toes in. Pivot on the heel. Pivot on the left heel to bring the toes out. Bend the knee. Warrior 2 on the left side. Right shoulder back. Lift the navel up. Drop the tailbone. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift the heel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring the weights to your heart. Pivot on the heel to bring the left toes in. Bring the feet together. Squat down. Carefully put the weights down. Come back to the front of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, we're going to step the left leg back and come into pigeon. So just drop the right knee out. Extend the left leg back. I want you to take a breath or 2 here with the torso up. Be sure the pelvis is even. If your right buttocks is too high, blanket or something underneath that. And then if you're able to come to forearms, go down to forearms. If you're able to go all the way down, maybe stack the fist, then go all the way down. A good 10 breaths here. If you're down on the mat, start to lift the torso up. I'm going to be facing my back to you in a minute here. So we can move into, we're just going to roll. We're going to roll onto the right cheek and then open the legs into Upavista Konasana. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. You can grab the big toes. You can grab the shins. You can grab the outsides of the feet. And then roll onto the left leg, start to bend it, and bring the right leg behind you. So we're just coming into pigeon on the other side. Spend a minute, well, not a full minute, like a breath or two here. And then you can go down to forearms and then go down all the way. You'll know if you're able to go down all the way because if your back is really, if you have to really reach to drop your head, then you should probably just stay on your forearms. You want the spine to stay neutral as possible. If you're able to bring the torso down and support your head, keeping everything pretty even, then you can come down here. I spent like 10 years being up here, so it's all good. Five more breaths here. Go ahead and begin to lift yourself up. And once you're back, being supported by your hands, you're gonna tip to the left and you're gonna swing the right leg forward. It's called yoga breakdancing, if you didn't know. This is why I had a YouTube channel, because I could edit out all of the things that I say. Irrelevant. Together. Baddha Konasana. It's even weirder when you're doing it in an empty room, like at a computer screen. So, but it happens. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, drop the head. One more breath here. Inhale, come all the way up. We're gonna do one more thing, muscularly sitting up, and then we're gonna come back down. So we're gonna do boat. We're gonna start off with half boat. So balance on your sacrum, have your knees bent, and your arms extended out to the sides of the body. Be sure that you're not rounding. Your shoulders are back, you're retracting. And then we're gonna exhale, lean back, straighten the legs. Inhale. Again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it up, bring the feet down, lie down on your back. Hug the knees, bring them up to the chest. And then bring the feet back down to the mat. We're gonna hug the left knee and straighten the right leg. Get the knee as close to the chest as possible and lengthen the right leg as long as you can. We're gonna lift the right leg. You guys have done this one before. Lift from the outer thigh, just lifting the foot a couple of inches. And then internally rotate. So your toes should be pointing in. And then we're gonna go up a couple inches and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lower back down. Extend the left leg, hug the right knee. Really lengthen the left leg too. I imagine your hip flexors have gotten a bit of work tonight. And then go ahead and lift the left leg, internally rotate. Lift from the outer thigh, couple inches up, 1, couple inches down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and lower. Straighten the right leg. Just take a stretch here before we move on to the next thing. We're almost finished though. You guys are really earning the Shavasana. Not like you have to earn relaxation, but you really are. Bend the knees. Bring the knees up to the chest, but not all the way. Our hands are gonna stay out to the sides. We're gonna do a little bit of knee presses left to right, and then we're gonna come into a twist at the end. So here we go. Flat lower back. Be sure you're pressing the lower back onto the mat to protect it. You're gonna have to have the abdominals, the transverse abdominals engaged. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your legs to the right, your knees to the right, but do not let them touch the ground. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. 2. 3. 4, keeping with the breath. 5, the twisting is helping with the mobility in the spine as well. Keeping things moving. 6, a couple more. 'Slow, controlled movements. 7. And this one, we're gonna bring the knees all the way down to the ground. So 8. Take your right hand, place it on top of the left knee. We're gonna breathe here. Bring your hand back to the floor. Inhale, bring the knees up. Exhale, drop them all the way to the left. Place the left hand on top of the right knee and breathe. Your right shoulder is going to be lifted. Just try to keep it heavy towards the mat. As long as you're not feeling any tingling in the arm, then you're okay. Next exhale, bring the hand back out to the side, knees back up to the chest. Come into happy baby from here. So grab the insides of the legs, feet up towards the ceiling, press the knees down towards the floor. Rock a little bit left to right here. And then we're going to bring the knees back together, but before we bring the feet down, I want to do a little bit of the shaking just to release the tension from the body or any extra energy or stress. So I'm going to count to 8. You go ahead and start shaking the feet and the hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shavasana. Deep breaths here, feeling the heartbeat, feeling the tingle from the shake that we just did, feeling that blood flow, that oxygen, maybe the tiredness of your muscles. We're going to do a cooling breath, the Sitali breath.